and welcome to Firebird Nation Sports Update. I'm your host, Eric Zedalis. Fall sports are underway. We'll check in with women's cross country, men's soccer, and women's tennis. The University of Miami, Florida is known for producing NFL stars. Penn State is known as Linebacker U. And, well, you might say that the University of the District of Columbia's athletic department is Sprinter U. The Firebirds have produced 23 men's and women's track and field All-Americans in their illustrious history, and the still thriving women's track and field team has claimed 2 East Coast Conference championships. That said, this is the fall, where UDC sprinters trade in their cleats for a pair of running sneakers, and instead of a track, they hit the trails. I spoke with a few members of the cross-country team to see how they are adjusting. All right, I'm here with sophomore Temera Duncan. Temera is from Port Moore, Jamaica. Now, Temera, had you ever run cross-country in high school?
No, but what we had in Jamaica was road races, so we wouldn't run on the grass. It would be more of the road running.
And what kind of distances?
5K the most for me.
Okay, so what's the most you had run since before you got here to UDC?
You mean time or distance?
Distance.
5K or 3K, I think, yeah.
Okay. And what's your favorite distance?
400, not cross country.
So you're more of a sprinter, but you like to run cross country in the fall?
Yes, because it helps me with endurance, so I like to catch up on that before I go indoor or outdoor.
Okay. How have you adjusted to running cross country season in college?
To be honest, at first it was a bit challenging, but I've gotten used to it and I've seen where it's helped me. So I've had a positive mindset towards it since late last year and early this year.
How did you improve last year throughout the season, or was it tougher as the season went on?
It became easier because you're doing something repetitively, so it's going to become easier.
Okay. So what's your training method during the season?
I just follow what my coach says, and I get permission if I want to do anything else on my own because personal insecurities. So I try to help myself, and I also follow the instructions of the coach.
You talked about personal insecurities. What kind of things do you need to work on your own as opposed to the team method?
I've come a far way mentally, thinking that I cannot do something, but coming to college, I've realized that I have the ability, and therefore I've been working mentally. And physically, my core needs some work, so I've been working on that personally.
Okay. And lastly, what does cross country do for you in terms of getting ready for the winter and spring seasons?
Definitely endurance. You need that endurance to push you through the 400, especially the last part of that race when everything is locked or tied up. So I've used that to my advantage, no longer complaining, just embracing cross country.
Well, thank you very much. Good luck this year.
Thank you very much.
All right, I'm here with sophomore Shakeithia Nicholson. Shakeithia is a local product out of McKinley Tech High School and here in D.C. Shakeithia, did you run cross country in high school?
Yes, I did. I can honestly say that I didn't enjoy it, but once I've went to every meet and I've gotten better, I see that, cross country will help me in the long run.
So you prefer track in the sprints?
Yes, most definitely. Only because I really do enjoy, doing sprints, long jumping, triple jumping. With cross country, it's kind of like a mental thing. So some people go out there, they run cross country, they be like, oh, I can't do it, or I don't want to run this. But you have to tell yourself that you got it. It's only 3 miles. Stay focused. Keep that in mind. And the finish line is there. So just keep pushing.
What's your best 5K time?
Well, my best 5K time was in high school. Last year, I only ran 1 meet, and then I got injured, so I really didn't get to, improve myself. So I'm looking forward this year to really improving myself.
And how do you do that? How do you improve week to week?
by going to practice, doing what coach says, and also eating healthy, getting a great amount of sleep, and just staying focused, because if you don't do those things, then you won't be able to perform well.
Right. What did you do in the summer to get ready for the season?
Over the summer, I did a lot of mileage, strength and conditioning, so reps of, abs, small workouts, some heavy lifting, some weren't there, but mainly just running for 30 minutes, eating healthy, the normal things that you would do when you're not in practice.
Is getting sick during the season a concern?
No, because even if I'm sick, I have a stomach ache, bad days, I'm going to still go out and run my best.
Okay. What's your goal for this season?
Well, my goal for a season is also to improve and to get put into positions that I never got a chance to, as far as running on a 4x4, 4x1, the small things. But in order for me to do that, I have to also work hard, come to practice, be on time, those type of things.
Okay. Well, good luck this year.
Thank you. You too.
I'm here with head coach Phillip. Joel's in his second year as head coach here at UDC, but really his first full season as head coach for the cross-country season since he was brought on at the end of last season. You were here just for the conference meet last year, the conference championships. Tell us what you saw in that meet.
The meet last year, it was decent. Up at Robert Wesleyan, they have a pretty good cross-country course. So, it was cold, but, the girls did what they had to do, and they performed.
Now, the meet will be in Old Westbury, hosted by NYIT this year, hopefully not as cold. What do you know about that course?
Actually, I do not know the course. We'll actually be going to their home meet. That way we get a chance to sample the course and see what it's like.
How do you improve on last year's performance?
To be honest, it's kind of difficult for the group that we have. We're full of sprinters, more so short sprinters, jumpers, a few long sprinters. So they're not cross-country type athletes, but they do have the mental fortitude and the talent to do something good. So that's what we're looking to do. Just go out there and compete.
How do you cater the practice and workout routine for somebody that is really a sprinter but that is running cross-country?
To be honest, sprinters, they hate running anything long. They hate it. So it's just a matter of getting them to doing, like long runs, couple, strength endurance type workouts to kind of help them get through this part of the season. That way, they're able to handle, the cross-country meets and not, take away from what they're actually going to do, getting ready for indoors.
How do you make it fun for them?
We do things different. Instead of just having them run, sometimes we mix it up. We might do, little suicides, added agility, ladder drills, stuff like that. Things that they're used to, to make it, seem a little bit different and, a little bit more fun for them.
Okay. Driving force really, though, is preparing for winter and spring seasons. How does it do that for them?
It kind of helps them with, getting that strength endurance, Like I said, anyone who runs anything below the 800 meters, they hate running anything long. So, I have to convince them that, I know you don't like to run cross country, but it's going to help you in the long run, especially come outdoors, being able to put in those long runs is going to help you, with that endurance and that strength you need, come then.
Why on this team more than any other team really in the conference does endurance help them?
Well, we have more or less three seasons, cross country, indoor, outdoor. And, because we're not, a big as a team as, let's say a Robert Wesleyan or St. Thomas Aquinas, we have some of these girls who do multiple events. Right. So, as a result of that, getting through this part of the season and getting that endurance and that strength is really going to help them carry through, the entire 3 seasons.
Okay. Well, good luck this fall.
Thank you.
Last season, the UDC men's soccer team finished tied with St. Thomas Aquinas College for 4th place in the East Coast Conference standings. The Firebirds and Spartans tied in their head-to-head matchup, so the next tiebreaker was the results of each team against the rest of the conference from top to bottom. St. Thomas won that tiebreaker courtesy of a 2-2 tie versus second place NYIT, and a UDC loss to NYIT. 14 student athletes from that team are back for the 2017 season, and it's got the Firebird faithful thinking that this might be the year that UDC makes it into the 4-team ECC playoff. I spoke with head coach Matt Thompson and returning stars Gabriel Torres and Victor Salinas Furio to get the inside scoop. All right, I'm here with head coach Matt Thompson. Matt, I'm going to ask you right off the bat, is this the year that you guys make the ECC playoffs?
I sure hope so. We've been working hard for the last few years, and we've got close. You know, last year we were just missed out on a tiebreaker. 1 year before that, I think we needed a point in the final game and we lost in overtime. So we've been close. We're hopeful, but we know that the ECC is very competitive. Nothing's a given, so we hope so, but we've got to work hard to make it happen.
You've got a lot of guys back from last year, but how is this year's team different than last year?
I feel like we're a lot more experienced and a lot more mature. We have quite a few guys that are a little older, that have been through the process, so kind of know what to expect. So I think that's going to be big for us this year.
Besides experience and maturity, what else are your team strengths?
I think we've got strength all over the field this year. We've got strength in numbers on the bench. We've got 25 total players, which I think is the most we've had since I've been here. So we've actually got some depth. We've got some players that can make a difference off the bench, which is something that maybe we've struggled with a little bit before. So I think that's really going to help us out this year.
How does that team depth help you in terms of being able to practice?
Yeah, obviously practice is important, so we can play 11 versus 11. You know, last year I think we had injuries and things like that. We couldn't play 11 v 11, so it's important. Days before a game, you can play 11 v 11. You can work on set pieces. You can do things that you can try and simulate the game as much as possible. So it really helps us during practice.
What does the team need to work on moving forward?
A little bit of everything as usual, but you know, we'll see after the first couple of games coming up this weekend. We'll kind of take a look at the video and see what the little things we need to adjust and change. But I think we've got a good core. We've got a good group of players that are working hard. They've got great attitudes. Pre-season's been great. So I think, you know, we just need to kind of adjust here and there depending on who we're playing and, you know, where we're playing. It depends on the size of the field. Our field at UDC is maybe a little bit smaller than some others, so we may have to make some adjustments there as well.
What do you tell the team day after day in practice? What's the team mantra?
I think consistency. You know, consistency of quality is something that we kind of use quite a lot. The guys know that the most consistent team at the end of the year will be there or thereabouts, making the playoffs, hopefully making NCAA tournament. So consistency. It's such a short season, 2 games a week. You can't afford to be up one game and down the next. You know, you really need to be on a steady level playing field, and that's the message.
And you talked about consistency, and obviously every game is important. Do you have any games circled on your calendar right now that are any games that are extremely important to you?
I think always the first conference game is important. You want to get off to a good start. That's at home to Mercy, I believe. So that's obviously in our minds to focus towards. But every game before that is really important so we can make adjustments that we need to make in order to be successful in that game. But every game is competitive, and it's getting the younger guys some experience in these first non-conference games, trying to get players off the bench and get them minutes. And so when we do need them in the conference and we need them down the road with injuries, that they'll be ready to go.
Talk about your strength of schedule as well. You play some teams. One comes to mind is LIU Post is ranked nationally. Talk about that strength of schedule.
Yeah, we're playing Wilmington on Saturday, which is another big regional game. They're usually national tournament or around the national tournament. But yeah, we try and pick up games because our conference is so hard. We try and pick up games that are going to kind of emulate that, really. LIU Post is always strong. New York Tech, always strong. Malloy's been very good. Mercy's going to be good this year. They've got a good young group coming back. So, you know, I think every game is tough. Every game is hard. And again, we just need to work hard and focus on what we need to do.
All right. Well, good luck this year.
All right. Thanks very much.
All right, I'm here with sophomore midfielder Gabe Torres. Gabe was a second-team All-East Coast Conference selection last year, and in this summer he played in the Premier Development League. Can you talk about that experience?
It was a very good experience, the highest level of the college soccer. I had the experience to play with very good players, and I think it added too much to me to have a good season here, to help my teammates during this fall season.
You were all-conference on that Premier Development League team, and how is that going to prepare you for this coming fall?
I think it makes the expectation for my season higher, since I had a great season during the summer. So it makes me want to work harder, to push myself harder, to do the rest inside the pitch.
Talk about this year's team. How is it different from last year?
First of all, I think the coach did a great job recruiting good players, young players that will come to add with our squad. They're energetic, they will help us a lot. So I think we have all the conditions to do a great season with a good squad.
Talked about some of those incoming recruits. How are they gelling with the rest of the team?
I think we're doing like decent bonding. They're good, they're always energetic to play, to practice, focused. And although most of them are younger, but inside the pitch they think like, inside the pitch, they're doing their job. They're focused, they're fighting for their spot, and it's very good.
You've also got a lot of veteran leaders on this team. Can you talk about that and their experience?
Yeah, we've got players like Vic and Mike, Thomas, some seniors that with the younger players, I think we're going to do like very good, a good bonding and good chemistry. And these old players, they bring the experience that we need to do well this season.
Talk about some of your opponents coming up. Who are some of the tougher games that you guys have to play?
I think based on my last year experience, I think LIU Post, Malloy, New York Tech, these are the hardest games. But we got a good squad. I think we have good chances this year, and I'm very confident.
Do you think this is the year you guys make the ECC playoffs?
It has to be, now or never, and we're going to make it.
All right, well, good luck this year.
Thank you, Eric.
All right, I'm here with senior defender Victor Salinas Furio. Victor was a third-team all-conference selection last year in the ECC. Victor, tell us about this year's team, how you guys feel going into the season.
So we are really excited. We're looking forward for tomorrow's game. It's first game of the season, and we have a goal, and we definitely decided to go for it and work hard to accomplish it.
You were a tiebreaker away from making the ECC playoffs last year. What's going to push you over the top this year and get you into the playoffs for the first time?
So exactly. So we ended up in the 5th position last year, and this year we got some really good recruits. So as I said, we are really excited, and we're looking forward because we think this year we can make it. It will be the first time in the UDC history to make it. So we're really excited.
You've got a few new additions. You said you've got a lot of guys back, though. Talk about some of those returning players.
Right. So the returning players, we are basically like the 80% of last year players are returning, so that's really important because you got already a base and you're repeating with them. We all know each other already. So, and the recruits are really good players, so all of them are helping. We are a large squad, so everything looks good.
How's the team chemistry since you guys have been together for a couple of years now?
So I would say that UDC feels like a family. This team looks like a family. We all are friends, and I think that's the most important thing. We're all humble, and we are friends, so we love each other, and we work each other, and I think that's the key.
How does being like a family translate on the field?
Because you definitely help each other, so you are playing with your friend next to you, so you're helping your friend, of course, so that's definitely the key of all of it.
All right, well, good luck this year.
Thank you so much.
Head coach Dickie Mahaffey's women's tennis team has been a model of consistency. The Firebirds have qualified for ECC postseason play each of the last 6 seasons, and they are the last ECC team to defeat NYIT. doing so to win the program and the school's very first ECC championship in 2011. Since then, the Bears have won 5 straight ECC titles, and Queens College has finished as the runner-up all 5 years. But the Firebirds have 3 quality returning student athletes from last year and 3 new talented newcomers. I caught up with 2 of the returning student athletes and head coach Dickie Mahaffey to talk about how 2017 should be an exciting year for the Firebirds. All right, I'm here with senior captain Dominika Hadnadova. Dominika was a second-team All-East Coast Conference selection last year. Dominika, you're heading into your senior year. Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm very excited. We have a full team this year, so we have big potential to do good. So we're all very excited for this season.
What are your personal goals for this year?
Well, my personal goals is to have a great season, to graduate with a good GPA, apply for a master, and let's see what future holds. So.
And what are the team's goals for this year?
The goals are we are shooting high for sure. We're going to try to do our best at ACC, maybe possibly in a championship as well.
Okay, you've competed very well against most of the ECC teams. You've struggled against the top 2 teams, NYIT and Queens College. How do you compete against those 2 teams this year?
Well, since we have the full team and a very strong lineup this year, so I hope we are more competitive with them in compare with the last year, so it can be interesting.
Besides having a full lineup this year, how is this team different than in years past?
Well, we have a three freshmen, and they play as well very good. We have some returning players with the good skills, so we have advantages there for sure.
Okay. How did you prepare for this season in the off season, in the summer?
Well, I was practicing as usually, some fitness. That's it basically, like always.
And how do you think that'll prepare you for this year?
Hopefully good, so I think we're all trying our best at the practice, so I think it's going to show up.
What in your mind would be the perfect senior year?
Well, winning the ACC for sure.
All right, well, we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
I'm here with junior Paula Avellan. Paula, are you excited for this coming season?
Yes, I'm very excited. I think that we will do very good because we have been working hard and coach has been guiding us for success.
What have practices consisted of? What are you guys working on right now?
We have been working a lot on our physical condition, a lot of footwork, and to be very consistent and also be mentally strong.
As individually, what are your strengths as a tennis player?
I will say that I'm very persistent. I never give up, so the way that I compete, that's something that I really like.
What does playing against some of your teammates bring out in you as a player?
It brings out, it's different playing with your teammates than with the opponents of the other schools, because in your teammates, you really want them to do good. So at the same time, while you want to win, you also want them to improve. So I usually, when I see a mistake that they're doing a lot of times, I usually tell them I think you should do this, because I want them to improve also as I want to improve. And the same way they tell me hey, you should do this instead of this.
Right. So you're both focused on each improving. Okay. What did you do in the summer to prepare for this season?
I have been working in the summer by myself and with Coach. Coach has been helping me a lot. I also played a tournament, the City Open Wildcard Challenge. Yeah, so I'm very excited for this season.
What does having a full lineup do to boost this team's morale?
Oh, it's incredible. We feel completely supported, and our 3 new teammates, they are awesome. They have merged in with us. Super, super fine. I mean, we couldn't ask for anything better.
Do you expect to be able to compete with the teams like NYIT and Queens this year?
That's the point, to being able to be competitive and winning.
Okay, well, we wish you the best of luck.
Thanks.
All right, I'm here with head coach Dickie Mahaffey. He's in his 9th season here at UDC. How do you feel going into this 9th year?
Eric, I'm feeling really good about this coming season. We've had a very good preseason. Ladies have been working really hard, challenging themselves, pushing themselves, and we're ready for the season.
How is this team different than in years past?
We have not just leadership at the captain spot with Dominika, but a lot of leadership coming from Paula as well, and Stephanie, who's already had a season, and transfers who's come in. A lot of experience, so people are already comfortable in terms of being in the college tennis atmosphere and the competitive spirit.
What are the expectations going into this year?
As always, we have an expectation to not just qualify for ECC championships, but we're looking to win the championship this year. And in addition, to make a return to the national championships, qualifying in the East region.
All right, well, thank you very much, and good luck this season.
Thank you, Eric.
That's all the time we have for this episode. Be sure to check out all the Firebird action on our website, udcfirebirds.com, and our social media accounts, Facebook, UDC Athletics, Twitter at UDC Athletics, Instagram at UDC Athletics, and YouTube, UDC Athletics 1. Thanks for joining us, and see you next time.